Well, Hayden 3-0. Yes, it was Perth, but it doesn't really get much better, does it?
Yeah, obviously as a defender we want to keep a clean sheet, and that's my job, I guess, especially. So to get that done, and then obviously the boys up front doing their job as well, is really good team performance.
Yeah, how chuffed was Joe Lolly with his? I think it's his first hat trick for Sydney FC.
Yeah, it is. He was really happy. We all signed his match ball in the change room after the game, so he enjoyed that one.
Yeah, and I mean it is important to keep clean sheets, obviously, and there just haven't been too many. What do you put that down to?
A lot of things, to be honest. We play a very aggressive style of football, and we know that we're going to give up opportunities at the back. And yeah, obviously, if we don't get it right, it leaves us quite exposed. So we give up a couple chances each game, and yeah, at the end of the day, we've got to try and nullify that as much as possible, and that comes down to us as players.
Yeah. Well, last night you were in the centre of defence with Ryan Grant. We were just chatting about it. What was that like? Yeah,
it was really good to play next to him. Obviously, I play next to him anyway, when he's playing at right back as well, but it was good to play next to him alongside him at centre back. I think he kind of coming into my role let me still try and control it a little bit and talk more and organise everything, so it was good.
Yeah, and I mean, you haven't had back-to-back wins in the league now, so it's important to build on this, I guess, against the Mariners.
Yeah, this time of year is really important for us, especially with the amount of games we've got going. We've just got to keep building momentum and keep getting the right performances and getting the good results.
Is the confidence there in the team, despite where you are in the ladder?
Yeah, we know exactly what we can produce. We've shown glimpses of it, I think, but I don't think we've done it enough. And yeah, I think as the season goes on, we're continuing to build as a group and getting closer as players on and off the field.
Yeah, that's 2 good wins at home in a row. How to make it 3, obviously, against the Mariners, but how good to be winning at home, but the Mariners always do seem to lift against Sydney FC for some reason.
Yeah, well, the Mariners are a good team. Obviously, we've got to give them a lot of respect. Won the treble last year and obviously lost a few players this year, but it's going to be a good game this week. And I think for us, we've got to make Allianz a fortress. As much as we can, we've got to win and make sure we're playing our best football at home to bring more fans to the games and to keep the crowd excited.
How do you feel you're travelling and there's no second-year syndrome for you?
Yeah, I think obviously there was been a couple moments this year where I feel like I could have done better within the Asian Champions League and the A-League, but I feel like I'm definitely continuing to build and get more experience through the games I'm playing.
What about Joe, and how good a performance was that from the back when you're watching him sort of attack the opposition defences? Would you like to come up against a player like that?
Yeah, it's special. Honestly, Joe's one of those players where you think you know what he's going to do anyway, but you can't stop him. And yeah, he obviously gets himself in the good positions, and every time I feel like we get the ball to him, something's going to happen. And so yeah, it's really good. Sometimes I just want to watch, but I've got to organise a rest defence instead, so it doesn't always work out as well.
In terms of the amount of games that we've got in this sort of 10-day period, I think it's 4 games in maybe 12 days, something like that. They always say that the players prefer to be playing rather than being out there on the training paddock. So is that a good sort of opinion that you would say is correct?
Yeah, it definitely is. I think the reason we play football is to play football. We don't want to be training. The training's all so we can produce the right things on match day. I think the more games we have and the more chance we have to play football, I think it's unmatched, and it helps us build and work on what we have in actual game scenarios.
Does it help perhaps that you've already experienced it this season, Champions League midweek games? Does that give us a bit of an advantage over the teams that we're playing who might not be quite used to the sort of regularity of games?
I definitely think so. I think it's given us a lot of experience with the travel and the midweek games on how we manage our bodies and see out games. Obviously with Wellington midweek as well next week, the travel and the time zone changes we've all been acclimatised to this year.
And in terms of the Mariners themselves, I know you obviously gave them a lot of respect, but there's been some fantastic clashes between the two sides over recent times, particularly the semi-finals last year. Is it a case of a bit of a revenge scenario for this week?
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, we always go into every game with the same mentality and attitude, where we want to do the best we can to get 3 points, and that won't change this week, no matter who we're versing.